Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this Saturday night's edition of Meet the Judge. And hope everybody's well. Tonight, I am joined by renowned dachshund breeder and exhibitor Dick Rutten. So I hope I pronounced that properly, did I?
Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
from the Netherlands. Dick has vast experience in all facets of the dog world. He is a very well liked, very well respected judge. Judges groups 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and other breeds across other groups. He also is an organizer of a lot of shows, a lot of exhibitions, and also passes his knowledge as a judge down to other people as an educator within the Dutch Kennel Club. Good evening, Dick. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And tell me, how is the situation in the Netherlands with regard to the COVID situation now?
There are a lot of young people who are infected of COVID.
Really?
Yesterday, from yesterday until now, I believe 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, mostly young people.
And are you still? Is the Netherlands opening up, or are you still sort of in partial
Now
lockdown?
we have the good color, so people are coming to Netherlands as tourists and so on. They are coming. We can go to almost every country in Europe.
Okay.
So the reason is that most of us are vaccinated.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah, that's
That's
good.
good. And are you having dog shows at the moment?
Not dog shows, but the little dog uh, activities,
Mm-hmm.
breeding activities, young dogs, and so on.
Okay.
Not shows. No.
Uh, do you think dog shows will restart? Sort of bigger dog shows will restart, or do you think that will be next year?
I think we do it next year. When you
Mm.
want, you must be safe, and
Yes.
that's the first thing. And I think it is better we start up next year. I
Yeah.
think
It's
it is.
similar here, where we will have no dog shows here until probably March of next year.
Yeah, I think that is very important.
Do you miss them?
Yes, a little. Uh, Not much,
No.
really.
Okay.
No, really. I missed the contact with the people, contact with the breeders,
Mm.
and friends, of course. I have a lot of dog friends, and we meet each other with the COVID distant and so.
Yes.
But I miss the contacts, and my
Mm.
wife also. We are now 1 year and a half at home. Once in a while
Mm.
we go out, but we can't go to a lot of people.
Yeah.
One or two friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
we miss.
do you miss judging abroad?
No, totally not.
Mm.
Really, I'm honest. I don't miss it.
No, absolutely. I mean, I I miss it, but I don't miss it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You
the
know,
same
I've had
feeling I
it.
have.
We've
Yeah.
we've had a couple of invitations this year, but I'm not comfortable traveling in an airplane right now.
No,
So I think
I
we wait
we
till
not.
next year.
My wife is always going with me when I go to church
Yes.
everywhere. She's always with me, and uh, we have not good feelings in
Mm.
airplanes and so on
Mm.
and on.
Yeah.
We
I
don't
think it's
like
too
it.
soon. Too
Yeah,
soon.
too soon.
Um, so let's go right back to the beginning, Dick. And when you were growing up, did your parents have dogs? Were they involved in dog showing?
No, I didn't grow up with dogs. Uh, we didn't have dogs at home, but as soon as we got married, we bought our first dog. Uh, Even before our daughter was born,
Okay.
and that's now 50 years and 2 weeks ago.
Oh, you've just given your daughter's age away. She's going to love
No,
you
no,
for
no. That's the
that.
we are 50 years. We're married
Okay.
2 weeks ago. So
Well,
my daughter,
congratulations on that.
yeah, thank you. My daughter was 47 and is 47,
Mm.
and we are 50-year married.
And what was the first breed you bought?
Our fur breed was the German short hair pointer,
Mm.
and we were a little bit unlucky with that. He died early, and yeah, it was not so nice. And after this, soon came the Dachshunds,
And
especially
when
the wire-haired.
when did you start start showing?
Uh, I never show at a high level.
Okay.
I'm not a shower. My wife either. Uh, I did a few shows on the club matches and on that level.
Hmm.
Never at big shows. That was nothing my thing. Uh,
Okay.
looking at dogs, learning from dog people, breeders, judges. That was my thing. In working at shows, working in the ring, especially in the early years, and showing was not for me.
Okay. Okay. And you moved into Dachshunds, particularly wire-haired Dachshunds.
Yeah,
What made you choose Dachshunds?
yeah. I want a very practical dog. We go in that time. We go a lot to vacations and
Hmm.
holidays. We buy a caravan and we go through whole Europe. So I was searching for a small dog, a very handsome dog, and to take it with us.
Yes.
And we did for the 20, 30 years. The Dachshunds goes with us all over Europe. Yeah, we took them everywhere.
And you have been quite successful in breeding Dachshunds, and you've bred many champions. Yes.
What did you say?
So you've been very successful as a Dachshund breeder.
No, no, no. I was a small breeder. Uh, uh, I have bred one litter, but in the beginning I had a lot of dog friends,
Uh-huh.
dachshund breeders, and also a lot of others: Airedale Terriers, Lakeland Terriers, Shepherd dog breeders, and uh, I was by a lot of birth of that litters. So
Hmm.
I have in that time a lot of dogs in my hands,
Okay. Okay.
and I help them to choose the males and to choose the best puppies. I have learned so much in the beginning years, and my passion of uh, dogs become even bigger and bigger.
Hmm. And when you're choosing a Dachshund puppy, um, what are you looking for when you're choosing a puppy?
You can see on a puppy how is he built. Ungulations never changed.
Yes.
When the pup become on the world, the ungulations stay the same.
Yes.
So I look at the head, the length of the head, very important in dachshunds, the shape, and uh, a bit later, when they are 7 weeks or so, you can see the quality of the coat,
Yes. Yes.
and that's a
And
wire head, and of course, very important.
yeah. And as a judge, as a Dachshund specialist, um, what to you are the most important attributes of Dachshunds when you're judging them?
Uh, Maybe it's old-fashioned, but we always say type, type, type.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing in dachshund. Uh, is it a low-leg dog? One third, two third, bottom distance, very important. Not too long in body. A wedge-shaped head, long head. The ears on the right place. The coat varieties are very important. The short hair should be everywhere here, also
Mm-hmm.
on the in the on the on the belly. The long hair should be very quality hair and good uh, structure with feathers on the tail and the back side of
Mm-hmm.
the legs. And the white hair should be harsh coats
Yeah. Yeah.
and a
And
beard and a beard.
yes. And how important is soundness in dachshunds?
Uh, Soundness is
Moving well, moving really true, moving really
yeah,
well.
it is not so important in duck sounds.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds funny maybe, but the duck sound doesn't be necessary to be an elegant hound. It's not necessary. It's a
Mm-hmm.
simple dog. It's a working dog, not too exaggerated, normal dog,
Mm-hmm.
and also sound, nice on his legs, of course. Uh, Good behavior, very important for me. A stable dog. That
Yeah.
is the dog where I'm looking for.
Uh, so, when did you first start judging?
In 1998, I did my first examen. That was not for the dachshunds.
Not for dachshunds.
No. I started with the schipperke.
Really?
Yeah, that's
It's an
really.
odd choice.
Yeah. Of course, that is a story. A friend of mine was president of the Kinologic Club in the place where we live, and the man had schipperkes. And there
Okay.
was in that time only one judge for schipperkes in the Netherlands. The rest of the
Okay.
judges were all rounders.
Right.
So he asked me, Dick, are you able to judge the schipperkes? We need a judge for our club shows and for young dog days and so on and so on. And I know his dogs. I like the Schipperke. It is very nice dog
Yes.
and small, but it is a really good uh, guarding dog, and it is a very good dog. And I was waiting for the examen for the Dachshund, of course, and that takes over 10 years in that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was waiting for 10 years on the examen for the Dachshund.
Good God. That's a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah, that's not normal. And uh, I did examine for the Schipperke, and I enjoyed the breed judging very well. It was good, really.
Mm. And I just have somebody on Facebook has just asked a question that have you judged Dachshunds in the United Kingdom, and do you think the UK and FCI standards vary very much?
Yes, I judged them in the United Kingdom. Uh, I judged them also in Ireland
Mm-hmm.
and also in Northern Ireland. And there I met the first uh, types between the FCE type and the English type.
Yes.
I've seen them the first one there in Northern Ireland, long time ago, by
Uh-huh.
Johnny Anderson, the show Johnny Anderson. And there I've judged they are what heavier, low
Yes.
on their legs. And, the distance between the bottom distance is less than the FCI, but the the types, the little types, the dwerg, what do you say, the miniatures
Yes.
were good in that time. The standard
Mm.
were very big and low, but it were excellent dogs. It were
Mm.
really good dogs, good building, good behavior, excellent coach. That was not wrong. A little bit bigger.
Little bit, and at that
In
time
England,
more,
in United Kingdom also
yes, and more pronounced keels, more pronounced chest than in Europe.
a little bit more,
Mm.
more developed,
Yeah.
lower, and more developed.
And when you started your judging career, can you remember the best piece of advice you were given?
Uh, the best advice I become from members of the Kinderlogic Club from us and old judges.
Mm.
This they say to me, they give me advice: respect the breed standard, visit breeders, ask for advice from other judges, and so on and so on.
Mm. And as you mentioned, that was the advice that you were given. Do you think it is important for aspiring judges or young judges to do the same, to ask questions of breeders, to ask questions of well-known judges and exhibitors?
It's very important. Listen to breeders, listen to colleagues. In that time, we have a group of dog friends, and we traveling all over the Netherlands to visit shows, to learn, and so on and so on.
Hmm.
And
Do you think enough people do that now?
no, that is a problem now.
Hmm.
Young people are more efficient, and yeah,
Hmm.
they think others. We were from the old-fashioned boys and girls, and yeah,
Yes, and even when you're sitting at groups as judges, we still ask questions of each other.
yeah, it is for us. It is normal. For
Yes.
me, it is normal that I ask questions on breeders.
Hmm.
And recently, I learned from also from younger people who had a total other vision of a dog. But I
Really.
respect, really, I respect it sometimes.
Hmm.
I say, oh, of course, a good vision about health and about other things. Really, I
Well,
learn also from younger people,
yes, that's very good.
also younger judges.
Yeah. Um, you haven't achieved all breed status yet, have you?
I did have.
You haven't achieved all breed status.
Uh,
You,
I,
you don't judge all breeds.
no, no, no. I'm not all right.
Would you like to?
No. A few years ago, I have the ambition to do it. Mostly, uh, I thought, oh, I have a lot of groups, and the last groups I will do that also.
Mm.
But it is not to do for me.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
it,
And
I could be, how do you say that? I couldn't
all rounder.
bear it anymore. It
All
was
right. Yeah.
too much
Yeah.
work. You for every breed in Holland, you must do examine.
Yes, that's a lot.
And that's a lot. You must. I have do now about 80 or 90 examines.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a lot. And
That is a lot.
I couldn't uh, get the motivation to go
Mm.
further. So I
Mm.
stopped now. It's good. I have a lot of groups. I have a lot of work to mention it. It is good for me.
Yeah. Do you enjoy judging abroad?
Yeah. Uh,
Do you miss it?
some years I really like it. But the worst thing for me is waiting on airports
Yes.
and I'm lucky. My wife goes everywhere with me, and
Mm-hmm.
that makes the waiting more fun, lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a major problem with my back and becoming more and more difficult to walk.
Okay.
So
That's difficult. Yes.
that's not so good. And that
No.
waiting, and everyone say, oh, you can travel around Europe and around the world. Yes, that seems very nice, but that waiting on the airports, and if you do that every weekend,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you go for 2 days judging, travel 2 days, you are lost 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then there's the
it's not
journey from the.
so not so funny anymore.
It's not so. No, it's not as glamorous as people think.
No, absolutely not.
It's lovely, but not as glamorous. So, aside from your own breeds, is there a breed you really love to judge?
Yes, there are some breeds are a very special place in my heart. I like to judge the Seski Vausek. Maybe
Okay.
don't know that breed. It's a breed from Group 7. I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the breeding committee of that breed, and I love the breed that uh, so stable. It's one of the best hunting dogs I know.
Is that a Dutch breed?
No, a Czech Republic breed.
Czech Republic. Okay.
Yeah, and for 25 years I was involved with that breed for the club in the Netherlands. I translate the standard. It was very difficult. It was a standard
Mm-hmm.
from Czechish to France to English,
Gee.
and there are people who doesn't know anything about dogs. So I have contact Mr. Dostal, one of the great Český Vausek people in the Czech Republic, and I become from him an English version.
Mm-hmm.
So I have translated them for the Netherlands,
Okay.
and now I'm in the breeding committee, and we looked 2 times a year if the dog's good builded for his
Yeah.
work and exterior.
Mm.
Yeah, and also
Um,
hunting quality, of course. 90% of the breeds are working dogs.
90%.
Yeah,
And
also.
are they? I assume they're recognised by FCI, are they?
Yes, yes, it's
Mm.
FCI breed, Group
Mm.
7.
Um, Sorry, I have another question that's just come in on Facebook as well. Do you think there's too much emphasis on exams in Holland, in the Netherlands, rather than hands-on experience?
I understand the question not so well.
Do you think there's too much? Do you think there too much emphasis on exams rather than experience in the ring?
Uh, I think there is a less experience more and more in the ring.
Hmm. And do you think the
Means that
exam? Do you think the exam system though is 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 too much when you get to a certain level?
oh yeah, in Holland it is very difficult to become a judge.
Mm.
The basic education is a long traject, more years. Then you can go to the uh, uh, education for exterior and movement. Then you can become judge for your first breed, and that is then when you want more in sections or in groups, you can do that, but
Hmm.
uh, you cannot do that in 1 week. You must
No.
do that in a few years.
Yeah,
So
that's a long.
slowly, 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 and I'm busy for 25 years, I think so, for the breeds I have now.
Mm. Mm. Um, is there a fault that really irritates you?
Yes, I have very much problems with exaggeration. Too
Okay.
much of everything. I don't
Yes.
like. When I judge a dog with a serious fault in type, uh, and most of often I turns out that this dog already won very big prizes,
Yes.
and and they become for me a low qualification because they are not good in type, uh, and I see breeds will be destroyed because of this. Eh?
Yeah.
I
Some Group 7 breeds, particularly.
Yes, also in seven, but I see also exaggeration in dachshunds.
Really.
Yes, I have recently, no, recently, 2, 3 years ago, before the COVID period, I was in Prague, and the ring around the dachshunds were trimming tables.
No.
I have never seen in Holland trimming tables around the dachshund ring.
No.
And there was a colleague of us, judge also. I say, what is it? And he said, Dick, this is the new dachshund. Live with it. This is new, the modern dachshund.
Yeah. Might be new, but it doesn't make it
I
right.
I was not happy with that, of course. And I told him, I said, I don't accept trimming tables around my ring. And they colored them. They with scissors and color systems, make
No.
them darker, make the tan color what more intense. Not good.
No.
Wrong
No.
in dachshunds. And I have seen also Bouvier de Flandre with too much ungulations. That's a breed close to my heart, really. I lived in the early years. I worked with the police dogs. I think you didn't know that, but I see now Bouvier de Flandre with too much ungulation. It is not anymore the compact dog. I see a lot of them with wrong ungulations, too much, and wrong coats.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a thing. I have a similar thing about trimming as well. I mean, the Irish Water Spaniel. You go to some
yes,
parts of the world and they're on the table and they're being trimmed. They're not
yes,
supposed to.
yeah,
It's getting ridiculous. Um,
yeah.
so, has there been a particular dog that you have judged that, in your opinion, is as close to perfect or as close to the breed standard?
Yeah, of course. I have judged several dogs over the years. I remember them by name.
Yeah.
There were dogs. There is even one dog uh, that made me a bit emotional.
And who is he?
So beautiful. Was an English setter
Um, in the Netherlands?
in the Netherlands. I uh, I remember her, the name of the dog. Uh, I don't know if it is allowed to mention that.
Yes. Yes.
That dog had a beautiful name. I'm a legend, and
Brilliant name.
that was really true. It was a legend. It was so stable and so perfect construction. Yeah, one of the better dogs I just in during the years. Yeah,
Really.
but also a beautiful bitch, Bouvier bitch in Maastricht,
Mm-hmm.
Betsy, an old Dutch line Bouvier with beautiful coat, good compact, really a Bouvier as they should be. The Betsy won the group afterwards, and then best in show
Wow.
in
And of
Maastricht.
course,
Yeah,
Bouviers are very strong in the Netherlands, aren't they?
we have good Bouviers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
in the beginning years we had a club show for 400-500 Bouviers.
Wow.
Yeah, and the good ones, harsh coat,
Mm-hmm.
short, Uh,
Compact.
yeah, compact.
Um, and is there a dog past that is no longer around or is around that you've never judged that you would have loved to have judged?
Uh, Sometimes I see a dog. Uh, what I will say. I like to judge that dog, but
Hmm.
mostly from another breed.
Yeah.
I have seen a Hafaneser once, and that was such a beautiful dog. I know nothing about Hafanesers. It's not my breed. It's not my group, but I like that dog so much. So beautiful, really.
Hmm.
Afterwards, I asked the lady, "Can I feel under the coat what there is?" And that was really amazing. Such
Really.
a, yeah, fantastic body, good bone. Really, I was astonished. Really
Hmm.
fantastic.
And over your judging career, I'm sure it probably hasn't happened to you very much, but how do you deal with irate exhibitors or angry exhibitors?
That's happened once in a while. I try to explain in my report why I give a dog a certain qualification.
Hmm.
When you do that, that prevents a lot of problems later. And
Yes.
if then someone, because of that, coming to me, I try to explain why I do things. Mostly, I ask, take the dog, come here, and I will show you why I did something.
Hmm. Yeah.
But some exhibitors are all not reasonable. They go angry out the ring.
Yes. I think every country has them.
Yeah, of course. And they come home in the evening and read a report again and then say, yeah, oh, well, maybe he has right.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
think I think.
Um, and what's been your biggest judging achievement?
Uh, I always honored when I become a judgment achievement. I am proud of that. It is an honor to come to another country of another city to judge
Hmm.
their the dogs. But there
Hmm.
are some things, the shows, that were very special. I was in the Czech Republic for the first time in history. There was a foreign judge who judged the Vauxhall, Zeski Vauxhall there. There were
Wow.
more than 200, and they allowed me to judge the open class males.
Brilliant.
And there was such a beautiful dog there, and I made him best. And that I was very proud that to allow there, and very honored to
Hmm.
judge such a beautiful breed.
Hmm.
And my winner there was Brutus. Brutus, he doesn't live anymore, but it was one of the best Vauxhalls that I ever judged. Beautiful dog.
And I assume you've done world dog shows and European dog shows, etc. Have you?
What? But
Have you judged at world dog shows
in Holland?
in No, anywhere in the world?
Yeah, of course.
And how big are they for you?
Uh, I don't like the very big dog shows. I'm honored
Okay.
when I come to a big show. I'm
Hmm.
very honored. World show, okay, but the last time I was on a dog show, world dog show, there was a sort of a discotheque at the end of the day with lights and sound, and no, that's not a dog show in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's too
Um.
much show.
Yeah. Critiquing. Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I like it. I like to write what I my indicate why a dog receives a certain qualification,
Hmm.
but but I write also the beautiful things.
Yes.
You can also tell to an exhibitor that I like, and you write it. Not
And
only
that's
the
important,
photos,
isn't it?
of course. That's
Um,
what in the breed. And when I find that's in the standard, I say in my report, conform the standard. So
yeah.
the breeder knows I have seen it. That's good.
But
And
it's
I have to
also
write that.
it's also very important to say if you're giving a very good or less, it's very important to say why you're doing that. Would you agree?
Yeah, of course. Why do I give some qualifications? Very important.
Because some judges don't.
No, some judges are too flat. They say a nice type, good
Yeah,
movement, excellent.
yeah.
That's not my style. I don't like that. That's not a good report. But I have I was on a show in Holland in Zwolle, and there was a judge, a foreign judge, and he made really 80 reports the same.
Mm,
And he said the second one is the same as the first one, and write them all the same.
right.
And all the reports were the same. Excellent, good movement, punt. So that's not good. The
No, that's
people paid
nobody.
the people
No,
paid €60 for that.
yes, no, that's not good. And that
That's not
tells
a
you nothing.
no. That's nothing.
Um, and and in terms of judges, do you think judges have a role in the development of breeds? And if you do agree with that, do you think judges understand that role?
The good judges knows the standard. I
Mm,
know a lot of good judges, and the judges have influence on the development in a breed, uh, in positive and negative sense, of course.
yes.
Some of they don't understand this responsibility.
Mm,
Uh, for example, a judge who has never seen a breed should not accept it to judge.
that's fair enough. Yes.
I have
Yeah.
plenty examples of that. That judges ask me, "Do you know that breed?" And
Yeah.
they judge them. I was ring steward or other function. I said, "I know that breed, but you must know that breed. There is a standard. You must study the standard." And yeah,
But if the judge studies the standard, then surely that's okay.
yeah, no, not only the standard. You must know what in and outs of a breed.
Mm,
I have a system when I go judging, and I have a lot dogs in a weekend. The week before that judging, I study all my uh, uh, how do you say that?
standards.
Not only the standards, but I have also make notes.
Yes.
During the years, I have made a lot of notes from a breed.
Okay.
Important things,
Yeah.
important things that are also not in the standard, but they are.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are not in the standard,
True.
and but we learn that from old breeders, from old judges. They tell us little things. And watch with it in that breed for this, watch in that breed for that. So uh, before I judging, I studied the standard and my notes.
Mm-hmm.
And the evening before the judging, I check it up once for sure,
Yeah.
always. Yeah,
Okay. Um,
and I know a lot of friends of mine and dog friends and colleague judges. They do the same.
mm.
Yeah.
um, and when you're judging, when a professional handler comes into the ring, and we all know they're there, uh, do you have a different approach when you're judging their exhibits, or do you treat them just as normal?
Uh, Do you mean if I have? I'm patient of novice exhibitors.
And professional handlers.
Professional handlers, yeah, I have no problem with her. They try to uh, cover some
Uh-huh.
faults, but I believe when a dog walks, you can't not hide
Yes.
major problems. It's no problem, not possible.
Uh, Now, as I said in my introduction as well, um, you do a lot with education for and judges. Um, do you think that's important that people give something back to our sport?
Yeah, of course. I'm a bit old-fashioned in that. Uh, Kinology, I say
Mm-hmm.
always, they give free information.
Mm.
Uh, we share our knowledge with, and we have learned from our old masters, and we do it for free, of course.
Yes.
Kinology is for free, but I see that attitude disappear more and more.
Yes.
It is more calculating, especially with young judges. It is more how quickly achieve you final results with a
Mm.
little effort as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's worldwide.
That's worldwide. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see young judges from other countries too, and yeah,
But do you think we as sort of the older generation, do you think we involve young people enough in the organizational end of the sport? Or do they want to be involved, maybe?
this is a point uh, for me for years. There's hardly any young people available for our hobby.
Yeah,
They don't want that anymore.
yeah.
So and
Is
that's
that our fault?
today. No, I don't know. Uh, Maybe it's a major problem in all the countries of the world. The
Mm.
old-fashioned dog boys are going slowly down.
Yes, they are disappearing. Yes,
Yeah,
there is no
I
doubt
think.
about that.
Yeah,
Um, but I think that is modern times and modern communication and internet and all of that. They don't need everything is accessible now on Google.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's hard to know how we get the young people back, though, isn't it?
The old.
It's hard to know how we get the young people back.
Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
I see also that the several kennel clubs in the world struggling with this problem.
yes,
Uh,
yes.
yeah.
Uh,
What should we do
uh,
about it?
it's very difficult to know. We have here some young people still involved, um, but it's getting more difficult.
Yeah.
Um,
It was very nice today. I examined the Wetterhoen.
mhm.
There were 8 young beginning judges, really good, and they all were good motivation. And when we drive home in the late afternoon, I said to my wife, "I liked it very much. That is so good that young people want to become
Yes,
judges.
that's good.
So motivated. They all were good, really. I have a lovely day today.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Um, and what's your view on how kennel clubs around the world are dealing with this whole issue surrounding health issues in breeds and dealing with the activist groups who just seem to be getting much stronger?
Uh, uh, yeah, there is a lot of problems. I can only speak for the Netherlands, of course,
Yes.
but some things are their own faults.
Mm-hmm.
We have in 1988 from our Dutch government a book, a small book, uh, concerning execration in dogs. So from
1988.
1988, there was
Wow.
a book from our Dutch government about execration in dogs. The title of that book was in English Beautiful, More Beautiful, Most Beautiful. And in
Okay.
Dutch, Mooier, Mooier, Mooist. Uh, until now, they have nothing to do with that.
Uh-huh.
So the government now, uh, how do you say that,
Yes.
intervened, and we have a big problem. It is not
Yeah.
allowed to breed with short muscles, whose muscle is shorter than one third of a skull, uh,
Wow.
is forbidden by law. It's forbidden. They become not a pedigree,
Yes. That's a
and
big
there
problem.
are. That's a big problem. Not only in the Netherlands, there are more countries busy with that.
Yes. Yes. And
So you must use a dog, one of the partners, the male or the female, if they have a muscle longer than one third of the skull, it's allowed. One of
wow.
the partners must be a longer muscle. But how do you tell that to French bulldog people?
Yes. Yes.
That's one of the most typical things in French bulldogs.
Yeah. Absolutely. That
And,
structure
and, and,
just.
and now we have a big war in the Netherlands but, under under breeders, and our kennel club has a big problem.
And it's becoming a worldwide. I mean, when you see what's happening in Greece right now,
Yeah,
um, it's not good.
no,
But do you think kennel clubs and FCI etc. should adopt a more common approach?
uh, uh, perhaps the FCE can take his responsibility. But when I look to the docking story in the
Yes.
past, the tail and the ears, uh, I see it not positively. They can even agree a tail and dog in the world.
Yeah.
I see on Facebook dogs winning total shows, really best in shows, with cropped ear, ducked
Yes.
tails. How is
Yes.
possible? How is that possible? In Holland, they can become on a show, and a few hundred kilometers from here, they can be best in show.
Mm,
That's not good.
mm,
And the government is looking to us, and
yeah.
they're taking action and change the laws. And the law goes above the breed standard.
Unfortunately, you're right,
Yeah,
but it doesn't make it right.
and I think it is in the future a very big problem
Mm.
in the
And it's
near
going
future.
to be one that's going to be around for quite some years.
What do you say the last?
It will. This problem is going to be around for many years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
uh, yeah.
so, name 4 dinner guests that you must have at a dinner party.
Yeah, I have must think about that question.
Yeah.
Colin. There are so many people. What I say, I like them judging. I like them speak with them. Some of them are died recently. So I would say Wout Aartshoek, a hunting dog specialist,
Mm-hmm.
very good friend, and died last year too early. Uh, I have one of my great masters in Český Vozek, Jaromír Dostal from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
Died also a few years ago after a beautiful hunting day. Uh, and Anita Gillissen, top bar soy breeder in the Netherlands, expert of many breeds. And
Mm-hmm.
I learn a lot of her, and also from showing. And I don't judge her breed, but I like to speak with her about dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And I have several time judges with Rui Oliveira from Portugal,
Yes.
and I think I'm for me is that an excellent dogs expert.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I
couldn't
would
agree
I
with you
would
more.
I would like to have those four people on a dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
on the evening the evening then the evening later another four.
yes. Yeah.
I like eating.
Yeah. It's a difficult question. Um, so, is there a judge, breeder, or handler that you really admire in the world?
Uh, I could I could mention a lot of them, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, I have a great respect of some of them, and really also a little bit of jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really. When I see judging Hans van den Berg with his humor and his attitude, I'm jealous on that sort of people. Yeah, I'm more strict. I'm seriously, and I'm not so open.
Ah, I don't know about that. Um, so, do you have a funniest or most embarrassing time in judging or at a show?
Yeah, I have talked about that with my wife in the car, and she said, "No, don't tell the story about Sweden." I said, that's no problem." She said, your story goes over around the world." Uh, now, I tell you, Colin, I judged in Sweden, and there was a huge lady.
Okay.
She was 2 heads taller than me, a really Viking woman.
Okay. Yeah.
I think 2 meters high. And she had a beautiful young Labrador. And I made that dog Bob. But the moment that I made her best, she grabbed me and crushed me to an enormous body. There was no escaping from it. My glasses fell off my head and everybody laughed. I, I enjoy to tell this on a judge's dinner, so I do it also to you.
Oh, that's very good. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. So, if you
You,
hadn't, go on. What were you going to say?
what do you say?
Sorry, it's okay. Um,
I missed something.
no, no, you didn't. Uh, so, if you hadn't been involved in dogs, is there another sport that you would have liked to have been involved in?
Not in sport, but I like country music.
Okay.
Yeah, my
So,
second hobby,
do
country
you
music.
sing?
Yeah,
You sing? Yes.
no, when I go singing, my wife said goes outside. So
Okay.
no, I try to sing in the car sometimes, but lucky nobody can hear me. My
So, do you have
dogs could hear me, but I became no comment from them.
a So, do you have a favorite country music artist?
Yeah, you can maybe you can expect it. The Czech Republic is one of my favorite countries.
No, do you have a favorite country music artist,
Uh,
singer?
Singer, oh,
Yes.
yeah, a lot of them, but I like Waylon Jennings,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Christopherson, Emmylou Harris, Johnny Cash.
Oh, you're old school.
Yeah, old school.
Mm, mm.
No, I'm not
Okay.
from the modern country. No, and I like also the Irish country music.
All right. Okay. I'll take that.
Yeah. By the
Um,
way, Emmylou Harris is also coming from Ireland.
is she?
Yeah. Even as
I didn't know that.
Mark Knopfler also.
I
Also
didn't know.
Irish roots. Yeah. There
I
are a
didn't know
lot of
that.
good people coming from Ireland.
And there still are.
Yeah, and they still.
Um, so if you could be, if you if you could go to another country and live, where would it be?
Another country,
Yeah, if you could live in another country anywhere in the world,
the Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. And because of the nature there, it's beautiful.
Hmm.
Very, very old country. I like that.
And the people.
Different. In the
Okay.
north, they are a little bit. What do you say? More distance.
Yes.
And in the south, they are warm and welcome and friendly.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's typical also from Holland. The people in the Netherlands in the north are different from the south.
I suppose that's true here too. That's very
Maybe,
true here, actually.
yeah, maybe we are the same.
Yes. Yes. I think we are actually. Yes. So finally, Dick, if you could write your epitaph, what would it be?
I have a text from a song, and a Dutch song from a beautiful band, one of my favorites.
Hmm.
And he said he had a little bit knowledge about a lot. And that's a
I like
little bit,
that.
a little bit for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that. That's very good. Um,
yeah,
Dick, thank you very much for taking the time out to do the interview tonight. It's been really good, really fascinating. I think a
yeah,
lot of people will have enjoyed it. I hope you and your good wife stay safe, stay well, and that we will see you very soon in the future.
yeah. I hope
Um,
also. And thank you for this interview. And I like it very much. Excuse me for my not so excellent English, but I have tried to do my best.
well, I can tell you that your English is very much better than my Dutch.
Okay, that's
So,
good.
no, thank you very much. Enjoy the
Okay,
rest of your evening.